Hello and welcome to another revisit of a hill walk between myself and Pedro. This is going to be down Glen Etive, and you can't go down Glen Etive without stopping at the impressive Buccal Etive Moor, where I'm trying to follow the curved ridge up from the water slab. You can see a bit of the curved ridge path there, stony path. You can see it higher up there towards the left hand side. Then it disappears round past the Crowberry Tower. Stob, Coir and Albannaich is the peak of the Scotsman's Curry and is the first of the pair of Munros that we're going to grab today. The second Munro is the Rounded Hill of the Birds, and its Gaelic name is Meall nan Ian. That's Meall nan Ian, the Rounded Hill of the Birds. It's a long day out. So that's our first Munro of the day up there, our second Munro. For clarity, it is indeed the first Munro. Anyway, this is Glen Etive, and we're back out on the hills with Pedro today.
After a long time, now over a year.
Over a year without me and Pedro, we've re-engaged. Pedro's been going solo.
And the weather's been crap for us to go.
That's the big Buccal and the wee Buccal. This is Glen Etive. We're parking just down here. So the most difficult thing I usually find is getting a parking space. So there we've got a superb little space there, and we've got the kind of Lotus Owners Club or something down here, and that's where we're heading over that away, because that's Benster Ave. We don't want to get Benster Ave. So you saw where we were parked. It's a short walk downhill and you come to this cutesy pie piece of river, the River Etive. It's quite windy today actually, and
a very cold one as well.
It's a decent path, and it's going to pass a renovated house soon. So we follow this path here to the left. This is just after the bridge over the River Etive. Went over some bog, just to let you know that's where my car is parked, right there. And you walk down that bit there, crossing the river, walking through the woods.
Hi there.
So we've got the mighty Benster Ave there on the right hand side with its head in the clouds, and then the big rounded chap at the right hand side is going to be Glass Ben Moor. Well, I hope that's the bog fest done. Here's me with my good boots on, and they are mocket. Even though we've had a long dry spell, there's my car tucked in there over on the left. That's where we've came, and that's where we're going. Not exactly up there, we're going left, because we don't need to do Benster Ave. After the bog fest finishes, you reach this little tree. Now, when Pedro and I did Ben nan Alligan, we crossed over to the other side of the river at this point, because you've got those series of waterfalls coming down off that side. I can't remember what that's called. A lovely Scots pine there. But for the two we're doing today, Meall nan Ian and what's the other one called? Albannaich. Stob, Coir, Albannaich, Pedro tells me we need to stick to the left. Stick to the left. This bit here is rather nice, isn't it? Glass Moor behind. It's actually Glass Ben Moor. What's not to like about here, apart from the bog fest? So we're over the left. There's no real path there. We came along and we went up basically one of the waterfalls coming from the left. Oh. Pedro's BDI captured this nice shot of Benster Ave with the Scots pines lined up in front of it. So you obviously don't get that if you start, if you cross the river, sorry. So remember, we didn't cross the river. Right, we've now found the path on the left. There is a definite path. There it is there. Me and Pedro missed it. So my only advice is, when you come to the big Scots pine, that one there, look where it is. It's uphill from there. And there's those other Scots pines we were talking about, we got the photo with earlier on. This bit's quite impressive. We need that guy, that crazy guy who's been at the Devil's Pulpit and Stob Gower to come down there with his rubber ring and make it a right good ride all the way down. Just like Disney.
Dan Bell.
Dan Bell, is that who that is?
Yep.
Stab's almost out of view now, and those will be out of view soon enough. As most of you should know by now, one of me and Pedro's hobbies is taking photos of planes, and here we have a 4-engine plane, which means it's probably either a whale, which is an A380, or a jumbo jet. It's a whale. Pedro says KC135. Let's see. KLM Jumbo. With the aid of being able to look at this on the computer today, I am pretty certain that that is a Lufthansa jumbo jet. Could be a 747, it could be a 747-800, a slightly longer, newer version. Probably the latter, and probably going from Frankfurt to Washington. Peter says this reminds him of the Fairy Pools, sorry, on the island of Skye.
You've basically got waterfalls coming down right into like crystal clear blue pools at the very, very bottom. But I would say is that these ones are not quite as pretty.
That's why they're not as busy.
Aye.
Has now been gained, and it's opened up some new hills. That's Ben Schoolard over there, don't know what these are. That's Ben Finlay, as Pedro calls it, one of the Etive hills. That's a Corbett up there, and we're almost at the Meall with Benglass Meall, which is up there. This is us at the Meall. It's about 2,500 feet. It's like Sauchiehall Street without the fires. Oh yeah, sorry. So the path up is that squiggly thing over there, and it goes up and up there, and I'm sure the summit's no far after that. Well, who knows. Anyway, when you get to this height you get the views. So what do we see? Well, that's Ben Nan Alligan's over there behind us. But over there the best thing is definitely Ben Louis. Who is that dude there? Big Ben Louis. Eventually beside him. Over that way you've got Ben Moore and Stibinian. I'm sure we'll get more views from the top. But there's where we are. So it's still holding a bit of snow in the north face. This is the 24th of June 2018. And the four folk who were in front of us have summited. What a day for it. So that's our first Monroe of the day up there. Stob, Coir, Albannaich. It's 3,440 odd feet according to my e-treks. 1,008 metres I think it said.
That's the one I thought was Meall and Run.
Yes. So anyway, it says that the descent can be tricky if it's misty, because the second Monroe we're heading for that slab over there and up and along, and they've built football parks and everything up there. Let's not mix it up with Stob Gower. That's Monroe 2 of the day. That's going to be a piece of pie for me and Pedro. We eat Monroes like that, don't we, Pedro? 928 metres for that second one. Nice views down onto Loch Tulla. Couldn't have picked a better day for it. Okay, we've now descended to the Bealach. A bit steep on the right hand boot. It's said to avoid the first rake, but at the second rake, before the stones, oh, ignore the stones, it said, it said you would find a little cairn, and there it is, and you turn left and work your way down, and there were folk in front of us and I don't know where they've gone, so it must be a long way down, because ultimately we're heading for there. Not Pedro's Napper, not Stob Gower, but Meall. Well, we're heading down.
Aye, I'm sure we're heading down to somewhere down there.
Aye, well, you want to minimise the drop, don't you? Well, apparently there's a well-defined path anyway, so not too worried about it. And that's quite impressive, that mountain.
It's almost like the Donald's Mountain, isn't it?
Aye. And the views. Oh, the views. Brilliant. I meant to add, we've dropped from 3,400 odd feet to 2,900 odd feet at this bit, but there's going to be more droppage. And that one was obviously at Monroe by the skin of its teeth at 968 metres. So we've descended down the rake. It's a bit rocky. Well, what's the word? Slabs of rock, that's what it is, it's slabs of rock. Sorry for the shakiness. And then we need to go up there. And the second top's over there. I'm just trying to find my e-treks to see what feet we are now. Okay, we're 2,500 feet down here. And we need to ascend up there. And sorry for mixing currencies, but that's 968 metres.
Just after that, John.
Right, so we're right down the bottom now. We're heading up towards that one over there. Meall and Run. There's the steepish bit we came down. It's very rocky, as I said. You can see all the rock slabs that we came down. Maybe you're meant to stick to the path in between. It was fun doing some slab hopping. Quite amazing amount of rock about here. Anyway, we better get on and up this second Monroe. I've got to point this one out, that's Biddian Nan Bian. That's that big baby there, right? So the summit's right at the back there. That one there is the deposed Monroe. It's no longer a Monroe, it's too close to the real summit. That one there's Stob, Coir, Scremach. And there's a cracking ridge all the way along there, and the boys were doing that in winter. And they shit their pants and phoned the copter. And no wonder, look at some of the drops off that baby. I wouldn't be doing that. And the Big Ben in the background. So he's a totally different mountain from this angle. You don't have that peak, but look at the amount of rock, and it's still holding snow at the end of June. There's the bit we descended. Well, well, well.
99.
Cones all round. For me and Pedro.
Eh?
Me and Pedro. 99 each. Yay!
Started down them in 2009 and now this is 99.
I started in 2008 and I'm at 99. Whew. We've not done the same 99, but we've done a lot together, haven't we, Pedro?
Yeah, we have. So this is officially our last Monroe in double figures.
It is.
So from now on it'll be triple figures.
Sure will.
But what's going to make the big 100? Just keep watching the videos and find out.
Yep. And this one's Meall Nan Ewan.
Meall Nan Ewan.
928 metres, I'm very sorry. I said 968. It's 928. And if I look at my E-Trex, trusty E-Trex says 3,056 feet. So it's just the Monroe. And the time is 6:45 in the evening on the 24th of June. So if we've ever got enough light, it's today. And we started at 9:45.
9:45 this morning.
So that's 10 to 6 o'clock, that's 8 hours to get here. It's been an absolute roaster of a day though. So,
but good views.
And we've been taking lots of footage and panos for you folks on YouTube to salivate over. Especially you, Mr. Monroes and Corberts. Pedro says hi to Big Pete. Maybe no.
Hi.
Aye, he does. Okay, we're going to play Name That Monroe. So this one's Meall Nan Ewan. That one's Stob Gower. You can't see Stob Coir there. Over there you've got Ben Ashalader. Oh, you've got 4 of the Orky wall. One of them being Ben Adathade. Ben Derain, I forget the name of the 4th one. Then you've got in the background there, certainly, you've got Ben Moore and Stabinian. And then you've got Ben Shalhoub. And that'll be Ben Oss and Ben Dubcraig, and then there's Big Ben Louie and Ben Shalhoub next to him. Pardon me, there's 4 of the Tyndrum Hills. Oh, away in the background there. That's got to be things like Ben Vorlich and Ben Vane and Ben Boody. And then there's no more Monroes until you get round to the Dalmally Horseshoe. So there's 4 there, including Ben Crook in the pointed number. Forget the names of them all. That's Ben Alligan there. That's that Meall Ben Glass thing. Starav in the background. The one we've just done. Stob Coir Albannaich. And that's the pointed bit that you see if you're taking photographs from the Blackmount estate, which is just down behind me, directly behind me just now. What's that? Ben Squillard. Oh. Finlay. The one that begins with U. Donald's Mountain in the background there with the peak. And then you've got Biddy and Nanby and Stob Coir Scramach. There you've got the wee buckle, and there you've got the length that is Buckle Etive More. So there's 2 Monroes there, the Monroe at the back, and Stob Dearg. There's the curved ridge, and there's the Crowbury Tower, and there's the Crowbury Gap. That's the gap right up there.
Yule's the one that's there.
Aye, Yule. And then we're on to the Essians, and oh, we've missed out all the ones in the background there. Sorry, back over here we've got the end of the Ring of Steel. What's that big one called in the Ring of Steel, Pedro?
Scourman.
Scourman, that's it there. It's right behind the Anakeegach Ridge, 2 Monroes in the Anakeegach Ridge. You've got Nagruagreechan there, and that's Ben Nevis in the background with the CMD Arrête to Carmore Jerg. And Binny and Moore's there somewhere. Where's he? Sorry. I think Binny and Moore and the Groogie can. Those dudes. We could see the grey corries earlier. It's the light's making it difficult. That's my excuse. Ben Alder maybe away over there, and that's us almost finished our sweep. Supermarket sweep. Oh, he's dead. So we've dropped over 2,000 feet of height. It's pretty steep coming down, and you need to choose your path carefully because there's lots of cliffs up there, shall we say, and it's boggy as hell. But we'll stop for our last coffee of the day, and then the walk from here.
It's down there, Jim.
Yeah, it's down there.
Walk, back it.
Then a flat walk back to the car. What a struggle. We're now on the Land Rover track, so it'll not be long. Oh, eventually you reach a real Land Rover path, and you go left on it and it takes you back to the wee bridge over the River Etive.
What a day, 99 Monroe's into the bag now for Belfast.
Yes. Long day.
A long day, aye.
I mean, it'll be 12 hours by the time we get back to the car. 12 hours. Right, there is the vehicle. There is the start and the end of the walk. Honestly, 11 hours 40 minutes. Midges are out. Time to go.